In this video, we'll discuss more ways in which you can optimize the use of the retweet this button. When you're creating a blog, now you will think of it as mini sound bites because you will try to come up with as many sound bites as you can that can be retweetable. You will work these sound bites so that they are no more than like 125 characters, so you can work it in real well. If, for example, you had a very long one like this one, that's going to be more than the 140 characters, you will need to quote something smaller. You need to fix it when you're tweeting, so that you can get all of this in Twitter. And of course, keep the longer one for more clarity. These things are something that you need to start considering. What do you say that you can retweet? What can you say that will be quoted for you? Of course, the first thing that you want to do is the title. The title is very important, and you should always retweet that title. But most of the time, that is done for you by people. So the best thing is to come up with, give them more firing power, more material for them to use when doing this. For example, a good headline like this should be recorded at the bottom, like I just did. Okay, here you will notice that I included the image that I'm going to use, also the URL, the bit.ly URL for the blog. First, you have to publish the blog or know the URL of the blog before you can actually create your retweet. So the best thing that you need to do is to think ahead, think of good sound bites that you can get for retweeting. Make sure they're short, and if they're long, make sure you can shorten them in some way, so that you can get people to put as many quotes out there as possible for each blog. When you arrive at retweetthisbutton.com, you will already see that we have put the RT colon and then the @ for you. What you have to do now is insert your actual Twitter handle. You should have already copied the text that you're going to insert, so I'm just going to trace it here, and I have only 3 characters left. So now I got to work this text. However, before I do that, I'm going to insert the full quote here because that's what I want people to get inspired to quote. Now we're going to have to fix this so that it becomes short enough, because I still have to add the URL. And if possible, leave some messages for them to put a small little quote of their own, so that they can retweet it with a little bit of extra wisdom from themselves. As you can tell, I have shortened it by 10, but it was not enough. I'm still a -12 because the URL is still pretty long. So I'm going to have to work it some more, and this is part of what you need to do. Obviously, if you already knew that you had like 120 characters, this part of the field plus this should give you no problems, and you wouldn't have to work it here. But don't limit yourself to just the 120. Give a nice full quote that can get people to try to click on it because they like it and they want to retweet it. Then worry about this over here, because this will look a little bit different, but it should say the same thing. Still, what you want is for them to be inspired over here with this larger quote, for so that they can retweet. You're not fooling them, because when they click on the button, they will see the full quote there, and they can make a decision whether it's still good enough or not. So this is something you should do to make sure that you have a nice quote that gets their attention, yet you can manage to decrease it for Twitter. Twitter gives you the gift of having to condense your text and teaches you how to say things simpler. Retweet this button teaches you further, because you have to add all this extra garbage to your text in order for you to get it done. But as you can tell, I'm now at 0, so I can go ahead and retweet this. So to do this, I just press here, and there we go. Another tip you need to look into is that we give you a URL, just a simple link that you can post anywhere that you can that links are allowed, such as Facebook and LinkedIn and other forums, because this will let you post and get a retweet from just a simple link. Most people have not thought of anything without the tweet button, but you can actually get retweets from a simple link. And we encourage you to do that when you're posting and telling people about your blog. Go ahead and post this link as well, so you can promote yourself even more. Here you have an easier way to get everything you need. The quote is full. It's a full quote, yet you have in the button a shorter quote that still makes sense. It says the same thing. So the next step is to copy it and post it into your blog or website. We have highlighted it here and are pressing Control C to copy, and then we'll paste it. Once you have copied the code, since this is HTML editor, all you have to do is highlight the quote that you were using in the button, and then simply press Control V, and it will insert the code for you. And there it is, the new code. This quote again is longer than the button, but it doesn't matter, because this is what attracted your reader, and he'll know or she'll know before tweeting that you have changed it, because and they will understand that for Twitter you have to do these things. The next thing you do, of course, is copy the next one that you need to quote, and then do it again. But I'll show you some tips in how you can save time with this. One of the things we've done on purpose with Retweet This button is that after you finish copying the code, you can actually click the back button on the browser and get back to a form that still holds the same data as you input it before you submitted it. The reason we did this is to speed your control of your retweets. So you already have your RT and your username, and you already have the URL to your blog or website. So all you have to do is change the middle, change the text. So you just highlight and press Control V to paste. Now this is a great news, because I'm at 0, which means this will actually work right now. Of course, you're not leaving any room for retweeting, but at least you're getting the quote in down fast. Then you just have to input the same information here and go get your quote. Now remember, we give you the retweet button, but one of the most powerful things we give you is actually a link, because you cannot insert the button in many places, but you can insert the link in Facebook and LinkedIn and other places that only will accept the link. So you don't have to be limited to just a button. You can actually insert links and let people know that this is for retweeting, like retweet me and insert a link. This is very powerful, because you don't have anything to do with a button. You can insert it almost anywhere. I hope that these tips have made you more aware of all the great things you can do with the Retweet This button, and that you start using it a great deal. Please make sure to help us by clicking on the buttons that will retweet this service so that people find out about it. Thank you very much.